Hello everyone and welcome to the summer section of 601 Intercultural Literacies WRTC graduate course. I see from the roster that at least at the start of the course we're going to be looking at having about half WRTC graduate students and half graduate students from other disciplines, and I hope that you'll all find that the course is very inherently interdisciplinary because of the topic. What I want to do in this recording is simply show you around our campus site and talk through some of the logistics of taking this course as a completely asynchronous online course. As you know, our course started on June 29th and it will end on August the 7th. And so you want to make sure that all of your work is into me by August 7th. And so that's very important in terms of those dates. So we've got 6 weeks together. We've got a lot of exciting, interesting terrain to cover in that time. Let's start by taking a peek at the syllabus. What we have here is lots of things that you'll recognize actually. You've got my name, you've got the fact that this is an asynchronous online course, you've got the fact that, because it is asynchronous online, it's not that there are not office hours, it's that they are by appointment only. So you can let me know that you want to talk with me over Skype. I find that Google Hangout is really easy to use. If you have a Gmail, super easy to set up, and all of a sudden you're talking with someone. You can always try me on my office line, and if I'm not around, you can simply opt to send me an email message, and in that message give me your phone number and I will call you. Okay, so you've got the course description, and then from there you've got learning objectives and required text. I'm not going to read all of these things to you. I'm aware that you can read just fine, but just a couple of things that I think might require extra elucidation. Because I want us to consider a range of texts, but I don't want you to keel over from too much reading in a session that's only 6 weeks, what I've done is provide a mix of readings and films. Those films are available to screen either through Netflix, through Amazon Instant Video, or Google Play. If you're not familiar with these, Amazon Instant Video and Google Play will allow you to pay a one-time fee to screen a film. You can, of course, look for some of them via other places, but this to me would be the easiest way. Some of the films are older. They might even have copies at the library or at the Harrisonburg Library or the local library, wherever you happen to be. The other thing that we will be taking a look at that's not, most of your readings are going to be URLs right on the syllabus schedule, or there'll be PDF files up in files. The only exception to that is we are going to read Susan Cain's book, Quiet, The Power of Introverts in a World That Can't Stop Talking. And that book is available as a Kindle book for a very reasonable price of $6.99. I say that because I tried to look for it in the library and it's out already at JMU's library, and someone else is already requesting it. So, but you never know. Maybe wherever you happen to be this summer, you will be able to get your hands on a copy. In any case, $6.99 seems to be a pretty good price to me. And if you didn't already know, you don't need to have a Kindle to read a Kindle book. You can download the Kindle app right onto your desktop, onto your phone, onto your tablet. So it's pretty easy to take advantage of that as long as you don't mind reading on screen. You've got your grading scale there, and you have your final grade distribution. So what we have here is you will write 5 weekly short essays. They'll be about 3 to 5 pages, double spaced apiece, and there is a particular prompt that goes with each one of them. They invite you to be exploratory. They invite you to really dig into some of the ideas we're taking a look at together. You've got your seminar paper, which will be due in bits and pieces and then culminates in the end in a 12 to 15 page paper on a topic of your choosing that has something to do with intercultural literacies, the way that we're framing them. And then this is going to be your discussion board post. So that'll make more sense when you see that assignment. And then you've got our tentative schedule, and that's one way to look at what we're up to. But I think perhaps a more useful way would be to look at this, which is the due dates for each of the 5 short essays. Then you've got instructions for your instigators and responses. Everything there is going to be due, like the discussion board is graded at the end. So I have that down on August 7th, the end of the course, and your seminar paper. And if you go back to the home page of our Canvas site, I've set us up modules. So think of this as like the week 1 container. And what you'll find is that you've got your introduction to the course video, and a little video about making videos in Canvas to help you out there. Something that is asking you to introduce yourself. And then you've got the readings that you'll do. So communication and the globalization of culture is here. Then you've got a link to the film that you're going to watch for the first week. So these are the primary texts you're considering for week 1. And then just to show you, like, okay, so short essay 1, explore a counterculture, introduce readers to its ontologies, which is another way of saying their ways of being in the world. And that will make greater sense after you've done the reading. But that's all you're going to have to do for that short essay. And then what I did here is I put the instructions for instigators in response so you know how to post to the discussion board when you weigh in on appropriate behavior and when you weigh in on communication and the globalization of culture. Because you're graduate students, I'm not giving you like questions that you have to answer on those as much as I'm giving you a set of instructions to use for the entire semester for the discussion board posts here. Okay, so that's important. And then the same thing goes for week 2. So you've got your seminar paper topic due by the end of week 2, so I put a discussion up for that. You're going to read Bennett and Barna, 2 different essays in the same PDF, as well as this essay, and then you by Sapienza, and so then you're going to put your instigator stuff here. Again, the instructions are right here for that. And then you want to post your discussion or your seminar paper topic. You'll see when you click into the seminar paper that I put a range of topics that students chose the last time I taught this course, which was the first time actually, so that you'll get an idea of the range of things that people are doing, so you can figure out a productive way for you to plug in with your own interest into that assignment. Here I've got a link to the book, and then some personality inventories we're going to take, your third short essay, and then places for you to post here, your instigators, again, your discussions, and then you will post the sources you found to support your seminar paper. During week 4, you're going to take some personality disorder quizzes, and then you're going to take a look at the DSM-5 personality disorder fact sheet and write some on that. And then you've got a reading here along with a documentary film, and then you've got 2 different discussions to reply to there. Okay. Oh, here I forgot to mention also week 2 you'll screen another film. So I added films in because I think that it's a nice way for us to consider a range of topics without having to read things that sometimes if you over assign reading, of course, then students get overwhelmed and they just don't read any of it, and I don't want that to happen to us. Here is the course description that the graduate faculty in WRDC wrote together, and so it's important just for you to understand the logic behind me moving us through units in traditional intercultural communication and through to other things that might be considered forms of intercultural communication by virtue of an expansive notion of culture itself. So we examine critical approaches to intercultural communication beyond ethnic and racial lines. So if you think about what that might mean, it really opens the idea of culture up to a whole range of things worth considering, which is why we're going to start out with a sort of traditional unit on intercultural communication and discourse, move on to a second unit in personality differences as culture, and then neurodiversity as culture. And so that's sort of the arc of the course. Do not hesitate to get in touch with me if you have any questions or concerns about any of this. I am really looking forward to working with all of you through this interesting material, and I will look forward to taking a look at that first set, therefore, of instigators. Remember, before I sort of sign off here, I just want to reassure you, because the seminar paper is the longest assignment. Here are the topics that came up last semester. Mirror-touch synesthesia as a culture, the rise in mainstream television shows with Hispanic-led casts, jihadi cool, the rhetorical vernacular of the Islamic State, rhetorical practices in the homebrew community, training tutors to address cultural difference through translingual negotiation strategies in the Writing Center, and cross-cultural communication and comedy. So I'm really interested in all of you, just like these students did, either being inspired as this student was by a particular reading and taking off with it, or thinking about something you happen to be interested in at the moment anyway that relates and going for that, okay? And then maybe we will also just look at the instigator instructions, why I have you. So I give you why I assign them. Your goal is to spark discussion in a low-stakes setting. So what you do there is up to you, but I say you can identify a textual crux that merits elucidation. You can take issue with an argument, perform a close reading. You should carefully proofread these, of course, but these are not formal essays, so be speculative, experimental, be provocative, be creative. You can make some of your posts multimodal if you wish. So by creating videos. So hopefully that'll all help you. So have at it. Make sure that you introduce yourself. Very important. You'll see that I've introduced myself there, and you can just simply hit reply and the film strip, and then allow your camera to access there, and then you will be able to make your recording. Great. Okay, looking forward to seeing those. And again, don't hesitate to write with questions or concerns, or with your desire to meet in person, rather, to meet in real time. Thanks.